The air tastes like dust and old coffee grounds. It sticks in my throat. My fingers are numb, clutching the edge of the desk, the cheap laminate digging into my skin. The screen glows a sterile blue-white, a window into a life that isn't mine, that he built without me, using pieces of me. An email confirmation. A resort booking. 2 names. Not mine. Not his, just 2 names. A flight itinerary. Dates that match the week he said he was on a mandatory work retreat. The word swim. Turks and Caicos.
All-inclusive suite.
Ocean view. And the cost. The number is stark, brutal. It matches, almost to the dollar, the exact amount of my annual bonus. The one I earned by sacrificing sleep, weekends, pouring my lifeblood into spreadsheets and late-night calls for months. The bonus earmarked for the down payment, the dream of our own small square of Earth. It's gone. Spent. On this. With her. The world tilts. The hum of the computer becomes a roar in my ears. My chest feels tight, like something heavy and cold is sitting on it. I can't breathe. This can't be real. Let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps me more than you know. I trace the numbers with a trembling finger. The name next to his.
Sarah.
Of course, it's Sarah. The one with the laugh that carried just a little too loud at office parties. The one whose hand lingered a moment too long on his arm. I dismissed it then. My mistake. My devastating, life-altering mistake. My mandatory work retreat.
A lie.
A carefully constructed, callous lie, financed by my sweat, my hope, my future. My body feels disconnected from my mind. My legs are weak. I stumble back from the desk, bumping into the wall. The framed photos on the shelf above seem to sneer down at me. Our wedding, our first apartment, moments I thought were real, built on truth. Now they just look like elaborate props in a play I didn't know I was starring in. He walks in then, keys jingling in his hand, a casual smile on his face. He smells like the outside, like fresh air, and her perfume? No, my mind is playing tricks. It has to be. Hey, he says, tossing the keys onto the counter. Rough day. He doesn't see the email on the screen. He doesn't see the shattered pieces of my life scattered around my feet. He just sees me, standing there, probably looking pale. I open my mouth, but no sound comes out. The words are trapped, a physical knot of pain and fury. Everything okay? He asks, his brow furrowing slightly. A performance? Or is he genuinely oblivious? The sheer audacity of it makes my stomach churn. I manage a nod, a tight, unnatural movement. I can't do this now. Not like this. Not when the ground is still crumbling beneath me. I need air. I need distance. I mumble something about a headache, needing to lie down. He nods, already moving towards the fridge, grabbing a beer. His indifference is another blow. He's heading off on a luxury vacation he paid for with my money, with another woman, and he's worried about whether I had a rough day. I retreat to the bedroom, the door closing behind me with a soft click that sounds deafening in my ears. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely unlock my phone. I need to confirm. To see the bank statement myself. The banking app loads. I navigate to our joint savings account. It's empty. Not just the bonus amount. Empty. Every dollar we'd painstakingly saved gone. The resort. The flights. The all-inclusive, it wasn't just my bonus. He took everything. Everything we'd built together. Every future plan. Every sacrifice. Every late night I worked thinking I was building us a better tomorrow. He took it all and spent it on her. I sink onto the floor, leaning against the cool wall. The air is thin. My breath comes in ragged gasps. This isn't just infidelity. This is theft. This is demolition. He didn't just cheat on me. He stole my future and used it to buy a holiday with his mistress. The hours that follow are a blur of raw pain. I scroll through the transaction history, each line item a fresh stab. Flights. Hotel. Transfers. Expensive dinners in places I'd only dreamed of going with him. It's all there, A brutal, undeniable ledger of betrayal. I want to scream, to rage, to smash everything in sight. But I can't move. I'm frozen in a state of shock, the reality too immense to process. He's in the other room, oblivious, or pretending to be. The thought of facing him, of the lies he'll tell, the gaslighting he'll attempt, is more than I can bear right now. I spend the night on the sofa, wrapped in a blanket that smells faintly of him. The smell used to comfort me. Now it feels like a lie against my skin. Sleep is impossible. Every time I close my eyes, I see the email confirmation, the names, the cost. In the morning, he's gone when I wake up. A note on the counter. Early start. Work trip. See you soon. Love you. Love you. The words are a sick joke. They mock me from the cheap paper. He's already there or on his way. On my vacation with my money, with her. A coldness starts to spread through me, slowly at first, like ice forming on a still pond. It pushes out the raw, burning pain, replacing it with something hard and sharp. My tears dry. My hands stop shaking. He thinks he's safe. He thinks he's pulled off the perfect deception. He's living it up, probably already on a beach somewhere, sipping a cocktail bought with the money I kill myself earning. He thinks I'm here, none the wiser, just the dutiful wife waiting for him to come home. He underestimated me. He saw me as soft, as easily fooled, as someone who would cry and crumble and maybe, eventually, forgive. He was wrong. The coldness solidifies into something like resolve. My mind, which felt foggy and numb for hours, starts to clear. It's not about the money anymore. It's about the betrayal. The utter contempt he has for me, for our life, for everything I thought we were building. I can't just crumble. I won't just cry. I get up. The house is silent. It used to feel peaceful. Now it feels hollow. I walk through the rooms, seeing them differently. Every object, every shared space, is tainted. Our bed, where he lay next to me planning this. The kitchen, where we talked about the down payment. The living room, where we dreamed. He's demolished it all. But demolition leaves rubble. And from rubble, you can sometimes build something new. Or you can just let it bury the person who caused the collapse. I start with the facts. The email. The bank statements. I make copies. Physical and digital. Every single detail. I go through his things. Not looking for more signs of the affair. I have all the proof I need. I'm looking for the mundane details. Account numbers. Passwords. Contact information. His work schedule, the real one. The name of his boss. My hands are steady now. The shaking is gone, replaced by a focused, almost eerie calm. It feels like I'm observing someone else, a stranger meticulously gathering the tools of their own undoing. He calls later that day. His voice is cheerful, relaxed. Too relaxed. He's already adjusted to his new reality. Hey, honey, he says. The endearment feels like spit on my face. Hi, I manage keeping my voice level. I have to play along. Not yet. It's not time yet. Just checking in, he says. Settling in okay.
The resort is wow.
Wish you were here.
A pause.
I don't respond. My silence stretches, heavy and knowing. Everything all right? He asks, a flicker of something, perhaps unease, entering his voice. Fine, I say. Just busy. Right, he says, sounding relieved. He doesn't probe. He doesn't care enough to probe. He's already checked out of my life, physically and emotionally. He tells me about the conference, about the long days, about the networking events. Each lie is a tiny pinprick, building pressure behind my eyes. I listen, I nod in the right places, I offer generic responses. It's the performance of a lifetime. His performance is over there on a beach. Mine is here, in the ruins of my home. After the call, the coldness deepens. I'm not just hurt anymore.
I'm strategic. I'm calculating.
The initial shock has worn off, replaced by a grim determination. He thought he could just take what was mine and walk away. He thought he could build his happiness on the foundation of my destruction. He doesn't know the kind of woman he married. He doesn't know that beneath the quiet wife who supported his ambitions, there was someone who watched, who learned, who never forgot. I spend the next few days in a strange state of hyperfocus. I go to work, I function, but I'm operating on autopilot. My real life is happening in the quiet hours at home, hunched over documents, making calls he doesn't know about. I talk to a lawyer, a specialist in financial fraud within marriage. She's sharp, no nonsense. I lay it all out, the bonus, the savings, the trip, the other woman, the proof. She listens, her expression grim. "This is serious," she says. "Criminal elements here, not just civil. Criminal." The word lands with a weight I hadn't anticipated. He's not just a cheating husband. He's a thief, a criminal. She advises me on the steps I need to take. Protecting my own assets. Freezing accounts. Documenting everything. Building the case. My focus narrows. Every action I take is deliberate. I contact my own bank, securing my personal accounts. I change passwords. I gather more evidence, his credit card statements showing other, smaller payments to Sarah, gifts, dinners, weekends away I didn't know about. The picture that emerges is not just of a recent fling, but a sustained, calculated affair. The depth of the deception is breathtaking. He lived a double life, funded by my unwitting contributions. Every time I thought I was doing something for us, I was enabling him and her. The rage is still there, a low, steady burn beneath the ice. But it's controlled now. It's fuel. He sends me texts. Generic updates. Weather's great. Had a good day. No mention of Sarah. No mention of the life he's living. He's compartmentalized. He's tucked me away, a loose end he'll deal with when he gets back, presumably with some flimsy excuse or a manufactured crisis to distract me. He doesn't know I'm not a loose end. I'm a live wire. I track their location indirectly. Social media breadcrumbs from Sarah, who isn't as careful as he is. Check-ins at restaurants I recognize from my research into the resort area. Photos carefully cropped, but showing glimpses of the same background, the same pool area, the same view. It's sickening, seeing them enjoying my trip. A sense of profound loneliness settles over me in the quiet evenings. The initial shock and fury have given way to a vast emptiness. The person I thought I knew, the future I thought we had, it was all a mirage. He didn't just betray me, he erased the past 20 years. He made them meaningless. I watch the days tick by on the calendar. Their return flight is scheduled for the end of the week. He'll come back, tanned and rested, full of lies, ready to slip back into our routine as if nothing happened. Ready to start planning his next trip, maybe with the money he plans to steal next.
No.
That's not going to happen. The lawyer's words echo in my mind. Protect your assets. Build your case. I do more than that. I start dismantling his life. Quietly, methodically, like pulling threads from a tapestry one by one until the whole thing unravels. I gather information about his job, his performance reviews, his emails. It takes time, accessing systems he thought were secure, finding forgotten passwords, using the knowledge I have from years of sharing a life, shared devices, shared digital spaces. It's a dirty business, but he started it. He showed me how easy it is to invade someone's privacy, to take what isn't yours. I'm just following his lead. I find emails to Sarah. They are sickeningly sweet, full of plans for their future, denigrating me, talking about how I just don't understand him, and how this trip is just the beginning. The contempt is like acid. He didn't just steal my money, he laughed at me while he did it. The coldness in me hardens. The small flicker of hope that maybe this was a terrible mistake, a moment of madness he regretted, it's extinguished. This was deliberate.
Planned.
Joyfully anticipated with her. They are having the time of their lives, while my life lies in ruins. But the ruins are also a construction site. And I am the architect now. The midpoint shift happens without a dramatic moment, more like a tectonic plate sliding into place. The pain is still there, a dull ache, but it no longer paralyzes me. It fuels me. I am no longer the wife, the victim. I am the investigator, the strategist, the architect of my own liberation. The focus is no longer on him and her and their betrayal. It is on me and my future. How to survive this? How to emerge from this wreckage not just intact, but stronger. And part of that survival involves ensuring he faces consequences. Significant consequences. I work late into the night, hunched over my laptop, the glow illuminating only a small circle of my world. The rest is darkness. I research travel insurance. I research flight cancellations. I research the specific airline they used. I research the resort's policies. I learn how interconnected the systems are, flights, hotels, transfers, all linked by booking numbers and names. A plan starts to form, hazy at first, then sharpening into focus. It's risky. It's potentially complicated. But it is undeniably, deliciously satisfying. He calls again, 2 days before they are due back. His voice is still annoyingly cheerful. They are clearly having a wonderful time.
He talks about parasailing, about the food.
He asks about my work, feigning interest. It's excruciating. I keep my answers brief, non-committal. Looking forward to getting back, he says finally. Miss you. The lie hangs in the air between us, thick and suffocating. He misses the convenience. He misses the facade. He doesn't miss me. Okay, I say. My voice is flat. All right, well, he says, a slight awkwardness creeping in. My lack of warmth is clearly not what he expected. Just wanted to check in. See you Friday. Friday. The day he expects to walk back into his double life, refreshed and ready to continue the charade. The pressure builds inside me. The waiting is the hardest part. Knowing what I know, planning what I'm planning, while he is living it up on my dime with her. I follow Sarah's social media more closely. She posts a photo, 2 cocktails, a blurry background of palm trees. Then another, her feet, bare in the sand. She tags the resort. A little too specific. I note the time zones. They are definitely there. The deepening crisis isn't just the initial shock. It's the days that follow, living in the silence of the house, processing the magnitude of the betrayal, feeling the isolation, the sense of being utterly alone in facing this. It's the struggle to maintain the facade for his calls, to gather the strength to take action. It's the crushing weight of knowing that the person you built your life with was capable of such calculated cruelty. It feels like I'm living underwater. Everything is muted, distorted. The outside world continues. Cars drive by, neighbors mow their lawns, the sun rises and sets, but I am in a different dimension, a dark, lonely space of shattered trust. I continue building my case with the lawyer. She is preparing the initial divorce paperwork, the financial disclosures. She advises me to wait until he's back to serve him, to minimize his ability to hide assets. Good advice. Practical advice. But my plan is not just practical. It's personal. It's about turning the tables. It's about making him feel just a fraction of the helplessness and shock he inflicted on me. The weather forecast for the Caribbean becomes my obsession. I track tropical storms. I track potential disruptions. The universe, it seems, has a sense of timing. A hurricane starts forming, moving slowly, but directly towards the islands. Towards their island. The irony is not lost on me. A storm, a physical force of nature, mirroring the storm he unleashed in my life. The forecast solidifies. The hurricane is projected to hit in the next 48 hours, right around the time they are due to leave. Airports will close. Flights will be grounded. They will be stranded. This is the turning point. The opportunity presents itself, delivered by the winds and the waves. My lawyer advised patience. Practicality. Serve him when he's home. Don't rock the boat until the legal process is underway. But practicality feels cold and insufficient. He didn't just inconvenience me. He devastated me. Practicality doesn't feel like justice. My fingers hover over the keyboard. The airline's website is open. I have their booking reference. I have his date of birth, information gleaned from old travel documents. The site allows changes, cancellations, refunds, all with a few clicks. A small voice, the voice of the practical wife, the one who tried to save things, whispers caution. Don't be impulsive. Don't do anything you'll regret. But that wife is gone. She was destroyed the moment I read that email. What's left is someone harder, someone forged in the fire of betrayal. Regret? The only regret I feel is that I didn't see it sooner. That I trusted him. I click. Navigate through the options. Find their return flight booking. The option to cancel is there, prominent, just a few clicks away. I pause. My heart is hammering against my ribs. This is it. The moment I pivot from victim to something else. Something colder. Something powerful. The hurricane is coming. They will be stuck. Unable to fly out. And when he calls, expecting me to fix it, expecting me to be his lifeline. I won't be. I complete the cancellation. A confirmation email arrives instantly. Their return flight is gone. Vanished. Refunded, but the refund goes into the empty joint account, which I've already secured and notified the lawyer about. He won't get that money back easily. Not for a long time. It's done. A simple act, executed in silence, miles away from their tropical paradise. An act that will unravel their carefully constructed escape. I wait. The news reports fill the television screen. The hurricane intensifies. Flights are canceled en masse. The airport on their island is closing. Evacuations are urged, but many tourists are already trapped. I imagine him, watching the news from their luxurious suite, the first cracks appearing in his perfect holiday facade. He's probably annoyed. Inconvenienced. He expects it to be a temporary delay. He expects me to handle it. He calls the next morning. The screen flashes his name. My heart leaps, but not with fear or anticipation. With a steely, quiet readiness. I take a deep breath and answer. Hello. My voice is calm, measured. Almost unnervingly so. His voice on the other end is tight with stress. Gone is the relaxed, cheerful tone of the past week. Thank God you answered, he says, his words tumbling out. Listen, there's a huge problem. This hurricane, it's way worse than they thought. The airport's closed. All flights are canceled. We're stuck.
We.
I ask. I let the single word hang there, heavy with unspoken meaning. A beat of silence. He knows I know. The jig is up. The charade is over. The work trip is revealed for what it is. His voice changes, losing its frantic edge, becoming wary.
Yeah.
Me and
Sarah.
We're both on this trip. He doesn't need to elaborate. He knows I pieced it together. He's caught.
Exposed.
And he's calling me, the woman he betrayed and stole from, to fix his mess. Right, I say. My voice is still level. The calm terrifies him more than yelling would. Stuck. Yeah, stranded, he says, regaining some of his panic. Look, our flight was tomorrow. It's canceled. Completely canceled. I need you to call the airline, see if you can rebook us? They said it might be easier if the original booker calls. He thinks I'm the original booker. He doesn't know I saw the email. He doesn't know I know he booked it himself, probably using my saved information. He still thinks I'm in the dark. This is the moment.
The peak.
The plot twist that blindsides him completely. Rebook you? I repeat, the words slow, deliberate. Yeah.
Can you do that?
See if you can get us on the first available flight out? Business class maybe if economy is full? Whatever it takes. Just get us home. His voice is pleading now, desperate. The privileged man used to getting his way, suddenly powerless. I close my eyes for a second, savoring the feeling. The power has shifted. It is mine now. I don't think I can do that, I say.
What?
Why not? His voice is sharp, demanding. The mask slips further. Well, I say, dragging it out just a little. Because I already canceled your return flight. Silence. Absolute, stunned silence on the other end of the line. Then a sound. A strangled gasp, followed by sputtering, disbelieving words. You what? I canceled it. I repeat, my voice still calm, but with an undertone of steel he's never heard before. Days ago. As soon as I found out about the trip. About Sarah. About you using my bonus, all our savings, to fund your little getaway. The words hang in the air. He's reeling. This isn't the tearful, confused wife he expected. This is someone else entirely. You canceled, but why?
How?
You didn't know. His voice rises, bordering on a shriek. He's backpedaling, still trying to maintain the lie even as it crumbles around him. Oh, I knew, I say softly. I knew everything. The email. The bank statements. Sarah's little social media hints. I've known for days. While you were lounging on the beach, living it up, I was here, waiting, planning. The word seems to chill him. You wouldn't, he stammers. What about we need to get back? What about work? What about everything? What about everything? I echo, the first hint of the cold rage entering my voice. What about my work? What about my bonus? What about my savings? What about my future you stole? What about me? That's different, he shouts. His panic is giving way to anger. He's trapped, cornered. Is it? I ask. Because it feels pretty similar to me. You stranded me here, in a life I didn't know was fake, with no money and no future. Now you're stranded there. Seems fair. Fair? Are you insane? There's a hurricane. We could be in danger. Funny, I say. I felt like I was in danger too. Danger of losing everything. Danger of being married to a thief and a liar. He starts yelling then. A torrent of accusations, insults, desperate pleas. He screams about his job, about Sarah, who I can faintly hear in the background, her voice a frightened murmur, about the inconvenience, the cost, the sheer audacity of what I've done. He calls me crazy, vindictive, a monster. I listen to him scream. It's not pleasant, but it is satisfying. Every shouted word is proof of his unraveling, his complete lack of control. He thought he held all the cards. He thought I was powerless. He is wrong. I canceled the flight, but that's just the first domino. While you're enjoying your extended stay, I say, cutting through his tirade with a calm, steady voice, you might want to check your email. My lawyer sent you some documents this morning. Consider this trip your honeymoon and your divorce settlement. His screaming stops abruptly. The silence that follows is even more potent than his rage. He's processed the implication. Lawyer.
Divorce.
He's not just stranded on an island with a hurricane and no flight home. He's lost his marriage, his home, potentially his job, everything he took for granted. He manages a choked, disbelieving sound. You did that. Yes, I say. I did. You took everything from me. Now, you don't have anything to come back to, except legal papers. I hear Sarah's voice rise in the background, panicked questions. His muttered, frantic responses. Their tropical paradise has officially become their cage. So, I say, my voice final. Enjoy the hurricane. Enjoy each other's company. You have plenty of time now. I hang up the phone. The silence in my house is different now. It's not hollow. It's not empty. It's quiet. It's mine. I stand there for a long moment, the phone still in my hand. My heart is still pounding, but the frantic energy is draining away, replaced by a profound weariness. It's over. The confrontation I dreaded for days, the one I planned for, it's done. And I won. It doesn't feel like triumph and joy. It feels like relief. A heavy, complicated relief. The weight of his betrayal, of the deception, it's still there, a scar that will never fully fade. But the immediate crisis is over. He is dealt with. The sun is setting outside my window, painting the sky in bruised purples and oranges. It's a beautiful, brutal sky, much like the day I've had. What happens next? I don't know. There will be lawyers. There will be difficult conversations, eventually, when he manages to get back. There will be rebuilding. But I faced the storm he sent my way, and I didn't just survive it. I used it. I redirected it. I sent it back to where it came from. I walk to the window and look out. The world looks different now. It's not the same world I inhabited before I opened that email. It's sharper, colder, but also clearer. I see things as they are now. People as they are. He thought I was weak. He thought I was passive. He thought he could walk all over me and get away with it. He learned otherwise. Stranded on an island, with a hurricane bearing down and nothing waiting for him but the consequences of his own actions. It's not revenge. Not really. It's just balance. A brutal, necessary rebalancing of the scales. The house is quiet. My house. My life. It's messy. It's broken in places, but it's mine to rebuild now. On my own terms. If this story hit close to home, I'd love to hear your version. Drop a comment with where you're listening from and what time it is. Thanks for being here. Subscribing helps bring more of these to life.